name's Jacob and this is the Awesomesauce, the only show where the nightmares don't come before Christmas. Oh yeah. Today we're going to be talking about Biohazard 7, or as Englishers like us like to call it, Resident Evil 7. Let me just reiterate real quick, everything I'm about to say is all my opinion. Please, take it easy. If you want to discuss it, let's talk in the comments or hit me up on Twitter and we'll discuss it that way. Resident Evil started as a survival horror situation back in the early PlayStation 1 days. As the game evolved, Resident Evil seemingly began to decline in horror and rise in action. The heart of the game reached its high or its low point, depending on your opinion, on Resident Evil 4. Some people think it was the best Resident Evil game, some people think that was where shit started. Whether you like all the games, dislike all the games, like them all before 4, whatever your opinion is, the decline started on Resident Evil 5, 6, and all the other games. In my opinion, all the games are great in their own right. Yes, they did kind of lose the whole horror aspect to the situation, but with any type of zombie game, with anything involved with zombies, you can only do so many jump scares before they get old and it just becomes a shooter. Now, I mean, Resident Evil took it and ran with it because 5 and 6 were just straight up action shooters, hordes of zombies, hordes of infected, yada yada yada. I'm always the type of person that no matter everyone's opinion, I form my own. And I honestly love every single Resident Evil game in its own way. Whether it's horror or not horror, action or not action, to me they're all something I grew up with and nothing's ever changed how I feel about them. As we come to Resident Evil 7, I do want to state I have not been able to play the game myself. I own an Xbox, I do not own a PlayStation at this moment, so I have not been able to experience firsthand the demo. But with that being said, I've done every bit of research I could, watching Let's Players, theories, every single trailer, reading up on everything I possibly could on Resident Evil. With that being said, let's start talking about Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Because yeah, you didn't click on the video to hear me talk about Resident Evil 1 through 6 and all the games in between. The ambiance of the trailers, of the gameplay, everything about it so far immediately popped out as Silent Hill to me. Only because the atmosphere, the dark, crazy looking abandoned house, immediately popped out as Silent Hill. Also the complete setting of it as well, like I said, it's in an abandoned farmhouse. If that just doesn't scream Silent Hill, then I don't know, maybe that's just me. A lot of us know at the moment, the demos, the trailers, everything seems to be revolving around the baby. A family of people who seem to be creepy as fuck. From one of the trailers that I've seen, this family seems to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre in this motherfucker. There's a scene where they're at the dinner table and it just looks like body parts everywhere. If that doesn't shoot the whole horror aspect of this game to the next level, I don't know what would. And there's also a bunch of footage and a bunch of theories on this ghost girl that you can frequently see in and out of the game. Now, of course, the big noticeable thing is the switch from third-person view to first-person view. Now, of course, to me, this amps up the horror as well. Because in first-person view, you can only see directly what's in front of you. In third-person, you kind of have more of a wide view of everything around you. One thing that's amazing about this, though, is they seem to have brought back the puzzle aspect of Resident Evil. Like I said before, as the franchise went on, they took more of the puzzles out and made it just more of a straight boom-boom shooter game. Not bad, but the puzzles were probably a big thing that we all loved from Resident Evil because it just made it a scarier situation. But of course, everything that was just said, that's all opinion-based. Now we're going to start talking about the theories other people have come up with. I'm going to give you my personal theory, and we're just going to go from there. One theory that I've seen tossed around a lot is that the Bakers have the same virus as the Las Plagas people in Resident Evil 4. If you look at the infected citizens from Resident Evil 4 with the Las Plaga parasite, they're extremely resilient to pain. You have to shoot these people 8 or 9 times to actually down them, and that's not including bosses. Another theory that I find really interesting is the theory behind the ghost girl you can see in the beginning hour demo. In the beginning hour demo, it was said that there was foul play suspected behind the Baker situation. And that could be the foul play, and then her ghost is involved in this somehow. So a lot of the speculation as well is between the 2 characters that you can play in both demos. The Lantern demo, and then the Twilight beginning hour demo. The main character seems to be a man named Ethan on search for his wife, which then leads him to the Baker family residence. You play as Ethan, you're trying to find your wife in this whole fucked up situation, and you have to fight your way from the Bakers to save her, or find out that she's dead. We don't know, hasn't been said yet. Now personally, this is my speculation on the situation. I think this game's going to have direct relations to Resident Evil 4 in some way, with the whole Las Plaga parasite, that type of effect. It just seems to be what all this is related to. Especially the part in one of the trailers where they're trying to force feed your first person character the food. That could be them trying to force feed you some type of parasite like the Las Plaga. But then again, there's not enough information to go off of. You can even see in the trailer that Jack Baker takes on some of the symptoms of the Las Plaga parasite. immense strength, impossible to take down. I mean, the dude gets set on fire and shot, and you still won't go down. And that can be the whole situation for his whole family as well. In the Lantern demo, it seems that one of the main antagonists is Marguerite Baker. So I guess solely off assumption, we can say that this whole family has the Las Plagas in them and it affects them one way or another. But that's to say that all 3 family members are going to be bosses in the game itself, which I think is possible because Resident Evil will constantly throw bosses like that at you. Fucking nemesis. Now as well, there's a lot of speculation over this mystery character that you see in one of the trailers in a wheelchair. Another possibility in my opinion is this could all be just straight up survival. In the Twilight demo, yeah, you do pick up bullets, so assumingly you do pick up a gun. In the demo, there is a gun where you shoot Jack Baker, but still, there's a lot of game situations where they give you a weapon and it's all still survival instead of action shooting, which I think is a great concept and it might actually work depending on how they throw all this together. Once again, we're only going off 3 trailers and 3 demos, so I can only go off of so little. Now, it being confirmed that Ethan is the main character that you play as in the game, that could also back up the whole more survival situation than action shooting situation. This guy seemingly has no combat experience. He's just a regular Joe that got wrapped up in a really shitty situation. And if done right, it can be an amazing game. Once again, it just all depends on how this pans out. But I could be completely wrong. That's just my theory. A couple questions I had, but once again, they might be revealed later on down the road, but at the moment, I don't have an answer for. Now clearly, Umbrella is tied to this. In the beginning hour demo, if you take the phone ending, there's the picture right next to the phone that has an Umbrella helicopter. On the back of the photo, it asks, are they watching? Depending on how you did everything, Ada Wong calls you with several different responses to you picking up the phone. It's theorized that the voice is Ada Wong's. Pretty sure it's Ada Wong. Sounds like the voice actor. Just saying. With Umbrella being officially tied into all this, where are the enemies going to be? In a typical Resident Evil game, you have stuff to kill as you solve puzzles and progress onto the game. From everything we've seen so far, it doesn't seem like that is a part of this game. The only known enemies we have are Jack, Marguerite, and Lucius Baker. With the Bakers being your only known enemies thus far, I don't know how much of a Resident Evil game this is going to seem like. But with all that being said, ultimately it's a Resident Evil game. I am super excited for it. I can't wait to play it. I miss playing good horror games. On console, I haven't really played a whole lot. I actually started replaying Resident Evil 4 again just so I can kind of get in the mood for Resident Evil 7. Before we say goodbye, I'm pretty sure you're questioning this whole situation right here. Of course, it's October, which means Halloween, which means candy, dressing up, awesome shit. Just don't go shooting clowns. And stop dressing up as clowns to try and scare people. This is how people get shot. With it being Halloween month, I want to keep the videos Halloween themed. So of course, to kick it off, I'm talking about the big thing, Resident Evil 7, survival horror. Pretty sure you get the picture. So to keep it Halloween themed the rest of this month, if you guys have any ideas you want me to do for Halloween type videos, let me know in the comments. I have a video planned with a couple of very special guests planned if everything seems to work out. But other than that, I kind of want to keep everything horror themed this month. Horror games, horror movies, horror anything. Anything in the realm of horror, let me know, we might talk about it this month. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for clicking on my video today. Thank you for being here with me. As always, Twitter's in the description, Snapchat's in the description, Instagram's in the description. Hit me up. Be like, yo dude, I got some Halloween ideas. I'm like, alright. What's up? All that being said and done, thank you ladies and gentlemen for being with me today. Thanks for clicking on my video and watching it. As always, social medias will be in the description. Hit me up on Twitter with your horror ideas. Check me out on Instagram. Snapchat me. I talk to people. Send me your ideas for Halloween month. If it's a good enough idea, it'll be a video. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, let them know the Awesomesauce is here to party. And as always, YouTube, here's a crisp one.
Try the Awesomesauce.